this evening. AU Health says they plan to vaccinate nearly 10,000 people by the end of the week. That would be the most they've vaccinated in 1 week.
Yeah, quite a bit. AU Health says most of those people are expected to be teachers from Richmond and Columbia County schools. Brady Trapnell live for us right outside of Broadway Baptist Church, where they had a vaccine clinic today, and they're really not wasting any time. Brady.
No, they're not wasting any time at all, and several teachers were vaccinated as part of a smaller clinic here today. But later this week will be no pop-up clinic. It will be the largest vaccination effort our community has ever seen. Teachers spend all day telling kids to wait their turn. Now, teachers can't wait to hear it's their turn. Brittany Wisnett got her chance today.
They opened up the clinic online. My friend told me about it. She's a teacher as well.
She's an art teacher at Sale Charter School in Evans.
But it's been a lot of burden on the teachers to make sure that we're safe and our students are safe.
Later this week, that burden will be lighter for thousands. AU expects the majority of school staff in Richmond and Columbia counties to get their first shot.
So this will be the first real opportunity we'll have to put Washington Square's abilities to the test.
Dr. Joshua White says they'll vaccinate 300 people an hour, aiming for 2,500 shots a day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
I have children in Columbia County schools, and I'm excited that my children's teacher are going to have access to this.
Thursday is a half day for schools, and Friday is a teacher work day, helping teachers schedule any appointment time they need. The reason this is possible is a surge in vaccine supply on both sides of the river, and AU has potentially even bigger plans.
Continue to have discussions with the state on how we can better use Washington Square location to vaccinate the most individuals possible.
For some, it isn't just about getting back in the classroom.
And I'm ready to travel and do all the things again.
Yep. And about 40% of those vaccination slots at AU Health for later this week were already filled up by noon today. But this vaccination clinic was specifically made, I should say, for 65 and older folks in this area in South Augusta, because many of them aren't tech savvy and they don't have the resources to get signed up for vaccinations on their own. So AU Health partnered with Broadway Baptist Church to get some of their members signed up here, and I also spoke with several teachers here as well. So a good mix from the community to make things easier for them.
That is a big local push. Brady, thanks for the update there on the COVID vaccines. Richmond County teachers have 3 options to get the vaccine, including AU Health. They can also go through the Department of Health or a local pharmacy. In Columbia County, the district will be giving out shots starting Thursday through AU Health. And then the Aiken County School District has 6 clinics set up just for teachers. The first 2 are on your screen right there. Aiken County has already vaccinated some teachers with leftover doses from other clinics. All right, let's have a live look outside.
So we've been telling you about the push to get teachers vaccinated, but it's not just teachers now eligible to get a vaccine in Georgia. As Sydney Heiberger reports, parents who have kids with complex medical conditions, including obesity, can also get the shot.
Well, I think it's a great idea that gives us a chance as parents to step our game up and protect our kids.
Because Cherie Walker has 2 daughters with asthma, she's now eligible to get the COVID vaccine in Georgia.
Just having asthma alone, it just makes your breathing different.
But asthma isn't the only condition on the list. The Georgia Department of Public Health says parents who have obese children can also get the vaccine, meaning thousands of parents statewide can get their shot. Georgia has a statewide childhood obesity rate of nearly 15%, lower than the national average. But a new Wallet Hub study shows Augusta specifically is ranked the 13th fattest city in America.
If adults with obesity are considered at risk, then children also would be.
But adults with chronic illnesses like Melissa Houston are frustrated. She has chronic kidney disease and is still not eligible for the vaccine.
If they're going to allow caregivers of people with those conditions, they also need to, at the same time, protect adults with those conditions.
Melissa will have to wait a bit longer, but parents like Cherie say they're jumping at the chance to protect their kids.
My concern is about my kids because they don't have an option to protect themselves. Everything that affects them is in my hands.
In Augusta, Sydney Heiberger on your side.
Such a complicated algorithm figuring out this vaccine. So parents, here is the latest. You can also go ahead and in line if your child has diabetes, heart disease, or weakened immune system. That's in addition to obesity. Adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities and their caregivers are eligible right now too.
A drive-through vaccine clinic today specifically for people in a rural part of South Carolina. This is at the Palmetto Shooting Complex Pavilion in Edgefield. People in Edgefield County got first crack at signing up for this clinic. After that, DHEC opened it up to anyone eligible in South Carolina. A couple of clinics coming up on the Georgia side with the help of Gold Cross. One at the Bessie Thomas Senior Center in Grovetown. Call the number right there on the screen if you're interested in that one. Organizers have opened up this clinic to anyone eligible for the vaccine in Columbia County. Then Thursday, there's a clinic coming up at the Oasis Church at Hepzibah off Highway 88. You cannot sign up ahead of time for this clinic. It is first come, first served while supplies last.
As more people are vaccinated, the number of COVID patients in our local hospitals keeps dropping. University and doctors' hospitals, each with fewer than 30 patients right now. That's the lowest university has seen since October. AU Health and Aiken Regional, each with under 10 patients in-house. That's the lowest for both of them since before October.
It's a fight parents, teachers, and school leaders have had for years, and now it's possible kids can spend less time taking those standardized tests. School leaders are talking about that in a committee meeting going on right now. Will Rio tells us what could be changing for our students.
What could be changing is the future of test taking for students in Richmond County. Tonight, the committee meeting is discussing changes in standardized testing. Parents say these changes are necessary moving forward.
The Richmond County School System's meeting tonight could drastically change the way the school system does standardized testing.
I think standardized testing in general, it's a double-edged sword.
Jennifer Flagg is a parent in the Richmond County School System. She's been homeschooling her 5 kids for a couple of years now through the district.
There are pros and cons to standardized testing. I think we put too much weight on standardized testing.
That's one thing the school board wants to change.
I think it could be great. It just depends on what will be in its place.
Here's what would be in place of testing. The district would use input from teachers, parents, and placement committees. They'd also use class performance instead of Georgia milestone results to decide if students move on. They plan to reduce testing times by an average of 4.5 hours. Instead, schools will offer and schedule more time on those test subjects in the same day. This would apply during the pandemic, but also for future school years. Along with all of this, they plan to follow Georgia DOE's recommendations, which reduce the weight of Georgia milestone EOCs to 0.01% of the final grades and not 20%. It's a way the school system is trying to help out during a challenging school year. Parents say these options are just what students need after a year like this.
When we focus more on the development for the child and tracking the child's development and growth, and we put the focus on that, I feel like everyone wins at that point.
Another key point, students don't have to come in to take the exam. If they are virtual, they will receive a 0 or incomplete exam grade, but again, that is only 0.01% of their final grade. They're hoping these changes will help bring some sort of relief to current and future students. Richard?
Interesting debate. We shall see. Now, as we mentioned, testing is just one thing those Richmond County school leaders are talking about in committee right now. Columbia and Aiken County school districts just got started with their own school board meetings. Both will have superintendent reports, which usually includes COVID updates. The Edgefield County School Board also meeting tonight, so busy bunch of school board meetings, and we're going to keep an eye on all of them for you.
Commissioners want to put it in writing that you cannot discriminate against employees or customers in Augusta. They're just reading over a first draft for an ordinance that would penalize local organizations and businesses for treating customers or employees unfairly. So this is what's in it. The anti-discrimination ordinance would make it illegal for a business to discriminate for any of the reasons you see there on your screen. Under the ordinance, all complaints would have to be filed with the Augusta Compliance Department, and the penalties start with a $500 fine, escalate from there. The worst case scenario, the business's license could be revoked. Within the next 30 days, commissioners will hold a workshop to look over the ordinance before they make a decision to pass it or not.
If you've had your driver's license suspended in South Carolina, you might have a chance to get that suspension cut down next week. If your license was suspended for any of these reasons, you can apply for driver's suspension eligibility week to reduce or even clear up that suspension. So you have to apply between March the 15th and the 19th on the South Carolina DMV website. Then you book an appointment at your DMV location. If you live in Allendale or McCormick County, this is only offered Wednesday, March 17th, and not all week long.
If you notice traffic delays today around Gate 2 of Fort Gordon, expect those again tomorrow. Crews are doing some work right there off of Gordon Highway and Robinson Avenue, so it might be best to just find another way if you have another way to get there. Crews are expected to be finished with all that work by tomorrow. Golden Harvest Food Bank working to get food to people in one of our rural communities. There's a mobile market happening Thursday out in Screven County. It'll be at the Rocky Ford Town Hall on Main Street right near Scarborough Highway. Starts at 10 in the morning. On the other side of the river, Golden Harvest working to expand its reach. They're opening this new warehouse over on Enterprise Avenue right near Citizens Park in the heart of Aiken County.
A new spot in Augusta to shop local and get fresh food. The spring market starting at the 5th Street Marina coming up this Sunday. Local vendors will all have everything from clothing to jewelry and crafts. There's a playground right by the marina for the kids. There's also going to be a food truck out there. The spring market will be back at the 5th Street Marina every Sunday through the 9th of May.
Some local business owners coming together today to celebrate Women's History Month. Dozens of women business owners gathered at Edgar's of Brown for a special moment today. The restaurant and the Augusta Visitors Bureau were able to get everyone together, and this is a busy group of people to nail down, so they did a good job just getting everyone in the same spot. But they had a drone. They helped capture this nice moment of women supporting women, and we just can't get enough of that. We love it. Riley?
We do have another cold start tomorrow with many of us waking up into the 30s, but high temperatures getting well above normal the next few afternoons. Full forecast next.
A local artist finds his artwork in the home of the man who inspired him. Hear his story after the break.
And concerts coming back sooner than you might realize. We're going to look at some of the precautions venues are taking and what you need to know in 60 seconds.
Injured?
And so will your insurance company.
You know, we've had to go without so many things the past year because of the pandemic, and one of them is concerts, but they are finally starting to come back.
We are ready for it, and that leaves a lot of questions about safety, buying tickets. How is it all going to work? Kenny Harris is on your side with what you need to know if you're ready to get back out there and enjoy some live music.
As states begin to open up and businesses continue recovering from the losses of last year, Augusta's entertainment complex is excited to host live events once again.
2020 was obviously a very difficult year for us.
When COVID shut things down, the music and cheers dulled for the entertainment industry, and the JPA and Bell Auditorium became the host site for different types of events.
You know, we turned that into kind of how can we help the community with going over to, you know, the advanced polling for the elections and, you know, jury orientation for the Judicial Center.
But now entertainment events like concerts are back, but it won't be quite the same.
So it's pretty extensive what we're doing before we allow people back in the building.
Masks are required. There will be sanitizing stations, signs directing people where to go, contactless ticket scanning and food ordering, and guests will have to sit in their own pods reserved for groups of 2, 4, or 6. Workers also have new guidelines.
We will be masked up, we will be screened, we will be temp checked. We were going to go through all those processes of asking the questions, you know.
Capacity will be cut to about 25% of what the Bell Auditorium typically holds. With more safety precautions come bigger costs too.
Well, we've put in some requests with the city for some CARES Act funding, and we have outlaid some funds, and we need to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to public assembly and large gatherings.
And there are 2 events on the calendar for this month and a few others in April, and many of the events that were postponed last year are making a comeback, including the Augusta Blues Festival. A more detailed list of all the safety precautions is on our website. Reporting in downtown Augusta, Kennedy Harris, on your side.
So I think she's at 25%
Right.
capacity, but still, it's progress, right?
Yeah, we'll take it at this point, but you have to imagine they're still operating at a loss, operating
Sure.
at 25%
That's
capacity.
not all the heads they want to have in
Yep.
the building eventually, but and also a new JBA is still on the way. The James Brown Coliseum Committee meeting Thursday to present those new designs. We're looking forward to seeing what they have in mind for that.
And that meeting is at 4 p.m. at the Bell Auditorium. It is open to the public if you're interested in that major project.
And hear this, tickets go on sale tomorrow for a concert in North Augusta, right on the river. The city holding that dedication ceremony and concert for the new Sharon Jones Amphitheater. That's going to be April 24th. City Council decided to name the new amphitheater on Riverside Village after Jones back in November, but these tickets go on sale at 9 in the morning tomorrow on etix.com, starting at $120. That's for a 4-seat table, so grab some friends and split the cost. We have those details for you on our website, and Sharon would be so proud.
So excited, yes. Hometown North Augustan with definitely deserving of the honor. Taking a look from our News 12 drone here, this is over the construction happening on I-20 at the state line bridges. It's caused several nights of lane closures. If you've gotten stuck in some of that, you know that is true over the past several months, including delays last night. But Riley, at least the weather was clear for them to get to it.
Absolutely beautiful weather again this afternoon, and we're anticipating nice weather over the next several days, all the way through the weekend. We're expected to stay dry across the region. Now, this weekend not looking as warm as that weekend we had 2 weekends ago where we saw the mid to upper 80s, but temperatures the next few days will be getting back above average. So today was the first above average day we've seen over the last 4, and we're just continuing to add a lot of red to this map as we progress through the week. High temperatures tomorrow through the afternoon. Now, rain chances, they will start to go up early next week. It does look kind of soggy as we roll into next Monday and Tuesday.
Well, when you're young, people are always asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, a local man says he knew exactly what he wanted to be. He knew he wanted to be an artist as soon as he picked up his very first brush.
But Tradition Woodard shows us he never expected his artwork to be in the home of an artist he really admires.
It all starts with a sketch. But it only took one painting to give 20-year-old Ty Johnson a phone call he'll never forget.
Yeah, he called me from New York, and I'm like, I don't get a lot of calls from New York.
After posting his painting of Bob Marley on Instagram, Johnson got a call from a stylist of the Marley family.
He commented under it, and he was like, I know the stylist of Bob Marley's grandson, Skip Marley. Would you like me to get in contact with him and show him this? And I was like, yes.
He says, along with many others, Bob Marley was an inspiration.
I started like tearing up over the phone. Bob Marley has always been a hero to me, just inspiring people, and he is a revolutionary.
He says that's what motivated him to keep painting and pushing, bringing his pain and emotions to the canvas.
Art filtered through an emotion is really the purest form, because it's just your emotion on canvas, and your body's just painting what it feels.
Feelings, he says, allows your art to come to life.
Oh, it's just something special.
Bringing a small town boy.
That's all it's about, is just trying.
A world of opportunities.
And with anything in life.
Tradisha Woodard on your side.
Wow, he's really good.
Pretty impressive stuff.
And so the power of social media. Somebody in New York says, hey, I'll show this to the Marlies.
Yeah, I love that he's like, I don't get a lot of phone calls from New York,
That's
so
true.
pick that one up. See, if it had been me, I wouldn't have answered. I would have thought it was spam.
He might be getting more calls from New York.
Yeah.
That work looked pretty great. Okay, we continue our state championship previews tonight with the Josie Eagles. Mike tells us why they felt like underdogs all season long. Next in sports.
It's time.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Coming into this season, there were pretty high hopes for the Josie Eagles girls basketball program. While those goals have turned into realities, the Eagles certainly didn't have an easy path to get there. The Eagles came into the season as one of the region favorites, but got off to a very slow start. After undergoing a 31-day shutdown, the Eagles have rebounded and are 17-2 still. The team feels like they've gone under the radar, but still feel confident that this is their year.
It's exciting to be overlooked, because people don't think we'll make it, so it just makes us play harder, do better. That's why we're here today.
This year we got 2 of our seniors that actually were freshmen on that team. One got a lot of minutes, so they've been there before, and they are our leaders. So I think with some experience for us coaching and players, we should be a little bit more prepared.
The Eagles face Fannin County in the upcoming state championship game. Justin Evans has their new head football coach. Former Southeast Bullock head coach Barrett Davis has been named the new head coach of the Knights. We'll have more on him and what this means for Evans coming up at 11. For anyone wondering about Cross Creek product Luis Campusano, he's playing in spring training for the Padres after his arrest in Columbia County. He hit a hot shot to third here, and Dustin Turner, what an incredible play to rob him of a base hit. Beautiful weather continues tomorrow. If you want to get out in the yard, we're expecting temps to be close to 70 by noontime and then getting closer to 80 tomorrow afternoon. Then look at that 7-day forecast next.
Start to